Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 101 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. Today is going to be a review of the book The 50th Law by Robert Greene. It's kind of a pseudo-biography of 50 Cent. And the 50th Law is Nihil timendum est. Fear nothing. It's right there. All right. And I'll say, overall, it was a pretty interesting book. The main gripe I have is that 50 Cent legitimately did come from a very difficult upbringing in the hood. He was a hustler. He sold illicit substances. It is a very dangerous thing to glorify such lifestyles. Leads to a lot of damage of individuals and entire communities, as one might be able to very easily and readily see in said hoods. Nevertheless, it is at the same time very good to get some insight into that world, so that, one, you can figure out how to fix it, how to help the people within it, and two, you can figure out how to make it so that it doesn't happen again. You have to meet people where they are. That's a truism across time and space. You have to meet people where they are. That's why when Jesus came to earth, he was both human and God. He was human so that he could actually relate to us. But he's still God. So I have some notes here that I wrote down, as one does when they're going to review a book. Let's see. The first one is on somewhere around page 100, Robert Greene states very clearly that you are one of a kind. The way he says this is that there will never in all of history be another one of you, whether you're Dr. Manhattan or just some regular standard human being. We all have unique DNA that can only ever be repeated once. There are so many different combinations and permutations of how DNA can be put together that there's simply not enough time, even in Google years, to randomly make another one of you exactly who you are. Even if you have an identical twin, you two are still different, at least a little bit. You are uniquely you. And the uniqueness that is you is the story that you make, how you live your life, and how you react to your adversities. And that's part of what they're talking about in this book. What 50 Cent ended up doing was he was trying to get out of that hell. He went to prison a few times, was shot 9 times. The book is very repetitive in that regard, but that's okay. It's because Robert Greene was basically doing an extended essay in combination with a biography of 50 Cent, where he was trying to explain several points of how to be fearless. And the main point of 50 Cent being shot 9 times and almost being unalived was that after that happened, he realized he didn't have much time to get his stuff done that he wanted to get done in life. So he went in full send mode after that, and his production increased like 10 times. He lost his Columbia Records deal, but then did a massive mixtape campaign in the hood of his area, and became very popular in that way, and eventually got the notice of Eminem's Interscope Records and got his foot in the door in the industry that way. So when he almost passed away, he put his pedal to the metal and just busted his ass. And it's no surprise, honestly, to me that he was successful because, one, he's definitely a very industrious, entrepreneurial, intelligent man, and with an incredible work ethic. There's no doubt about that. The guy's got an insane work ethic. 50 Cent, that is. But yeah, one of a kind. And basically, 50 Cent was proving how one of a kind he was and is. There was a point, page 110, where he discusses that forgetting is kind of a superpower. I don't agree with that. Because if you truly want to learn from your past, you do not forget. You do not forget. You can forgive, but do not forget. Next point is page 122. This is really, I think, what the saving grace was of much of what I found in this book. It's good to read anyway because you get some good information about 50 Cent's life and the philosophy that got him to be successful. But on page 122, he did something where he actually discouraged other hustlers from hustling. And in a sense, he kind of did something good. Something semi-lawful. He had hired a person to stick these people up, right? Professional stick-up artist is what he called them. And the other hustlers, he discouraged from doing the hustling by having this happen to them. And he partook in it as well, also being stuck up so that he wouldn't give the impression that he was actually the one causing it. Again, smart guy. He knew to do that. But he was trying to basically push them out of the market so that he could monopolize it. It was pretty smart, actually. And it cleaned up the streets a little bit, believe it or not, because if that is going to exist, the hustling culture, the hustling economy, then you definitely want it to be in the hands of people who are at least halfway decent, halfway intelligent, and are better stewards of a rather shady bunch, if you will. It's page 122, and then page 132, keep your sword sharp but sheathed. See, I brought up some points in the book. It was actually a quote from Niccolo Machiavelli, Machiavellian, if you will. But sword sheathed but sharp, okay? So you want to make sure that you are ready for war, but that you aren't going to war. That's the idea. A little bit off kilter right now because the dogs are going crazy. Also, page 159, it is better to be feared and respected over loved. Now, this actually is very closely associated with biblical teachings, in that we say we fear the Lord. God is love, but we fear him, and that's more respect from of the awesomeness of his power. And the fear is that you might be out of line with it. It's the underlying fabric of the human condition, how our psychology works, that makes this so important, to have that balance between fear and love. It's the line between in the middle of everybody's heart, two wolves. If you have that fear, then you'll respect the love. You have love, then you know what fear is. Black and white, yin and yang. And then let's see. Honestly, I just had some points to discuss here. They talk about patience and detailed work on page 229. And this tied in pretty closely to the stories that I'm writing. I have so many thoughts that are going through my head right now on what to put into my novel series that I'm kind of semi-rushing it. And I'm not intentionally doing that, but I want to get them written down before I forget them. I have a really good memory, but even so, it is flawed and it is limited. And if I don't get it written down as soon as possible after I think of the idea, then it might go away. I might never come back. That's happened more times than I can count. It stays in your underlying subconscious fabric and all that, but even so, you lose the oomph that you had before. So, having patience in that detailed work actually gives it time to come back in the proper manner to you. The proper layering, the proper wording. It's all going to be there. You'll find it again. You just have to be patient. And that was pretty much this book. 50 Cent actually ended up doing some pretty good things to make it out of the hood and hustle culture. And he was actually a stabilizing force in that community. And I think that's the primary factor here. The big men and women of history, whether they were good or bad, it matters not, necessarily. What matters is that they were remembered for what they did, whether you're an Adolf Hitler or a Napoleon Bonaparte. Now, mind you, don't get me wrong, it does matter. Obviously, Hitler was a horrible, horrible human being who did horrible, horrible things, but he's going to be remembered for what he did. And then you have Napoleon Bonaparte, which was one of the greatest leaders and generals of his time, and really of human history. You have Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton. I mean, you could just name them off over and over because they're household names. People that are part of the fabric of our history as human beings. And 50 Cent has the potential to be somebody that will be remembered in perpetuity, regardless of what you think of him. He actually had an impact on the world, has an impact on the world. I will never seek to glorify the hustle culture, selling drugs, the hood mentality and all that. It's not safe, it's not healthy. But 50 Cent was a stabilizing force. So that was this book. The next one up, I think, is going to be The Art of Knowing by Christopher Langan. Basically assorted essays and expositions on free will. Yeah, I got this one read pretty quickly, actually. It only took me like 3 days. But that's because I sat down and read like 150 pages a day. I don't usually do that. I usually read like 10 to 20 pages a day. So, okay, guys. That's all I got for today. Kind of disjointed because the doggos, as always, distract me. So, love y'all. Peace.